What's up, guys? So this is gonna be the third episode with this kind of idea, right? Reacting to my fights. So now we got my fight against Alvaro Herrera, a Mexican guy, and this guy was a really good boxer. So I remember coming to this fight, preparing myself to this fight. I was kind of aware of his striking, aware that he was, heavy-handed, hard chin, as every, Mexican fighter with that Mexican style of boxing has. So I was making sure that I had my striking on point, but I also kind of had another game plan to maybe take him down. I had been working a lot of wrestling and grappling, since my fight against Michael Graves until this fight, working a lot on that. So this was a fight that I had a different game plan than usual. Striking always is my main thing, but this one I also had some grappling in mind, depending on how the fight went. So there we have Alvaro and me. I'm 24 years old, still young. Right now I'm 30, gonna turn 31 in November. So yeah, young guy. You could see, I think that a big difference looking at myself from my first fight in the UFC until now, so this is my third one, I feel like my style changed a little bit. I developed, my style a lot. And physically, I can see a lot of improvement. I think I didn't have so much muscle in the beginning, and maybe not as lean as I was in this fight. So I think that also physically I developed a little bit more. There you can see Daniel in my corner, Henry Hooft. As always, these two guys are always cornering me. And we also had Neil. Neil is a great guy. He worked with us in Black Zillions for a long time, and a great guy from catch wrestling, so has a lot of grappling and wrestling work. He developed a lot of that in me, and I learned a lot of things from him. So there we go. Fight's about to start. Both of us jumping. That's usually, guys that like to move, like to strike. Similar style in the beginning. He has a little bit, more head movement than I do. I'm always working the in and out, trying to just control the distance. And right from the scratch, that from the start of the fight, my idea is to strike with him. That's what I want to do. I have that second, plan B to maybe grapple, but that's only if something goes wrong. So right there, I'm gonna look for my range. Maybe work the jab a little bit, some fakes. Starting, to find my distance, working a kick. That's something I started putting more, so like low kicks, low kick is something that I really like to do nowadays, and in the past I didn't do as much, and I started to introduce that as my career developed. That was a bad one, maybe a low kick, illegal kick, but nothing too bad. So we continue, some more kicks. Just looking for my distance, trying to stay, in and out of the range so that I don't get caught with maybe something that I'm not seeing. And that hand right there. So I was finding my distance, getting confident on the stand-up, and he connected with a big shot right there. That right hand, I remember, it rocked me just a little bit, but it was enough for me to think, about that second, the plan B. Maybe grapple with him, because studying his fights, I knew he wasn't that good of a grappler, so I'm just going to continue the fight. But I knew he wasn't that good of a grappler, and he was a dangerous striker, so I thought, maybe it would be an interesting thing to just go for the grappling and maybe take him down. But I didn't go right away for the takedown because I didn't want it to be predictable. So I'm still working the distance. Just making him think about the striking, and whenever I see the opening, maybe go for a shot right there. That's the single leg. Takedown was good, but he worked the hip and got up. Anyways, I'm over there working the grappling, trying to get that takedown, working some wrestling on the fence. And yeah, there I'm just putting pressure and trying to lock my grip so that I can take him down. I think I'm gonna switch. Yeah, right there. I'm gonna switch to a double leg. But he's trying to pull me up. When if you see, he's got he's underhook and trying to work, my body, pull my body upwards so I cannot lock lock my hands on his legs and get the takedown. But there I was able to lock and take him down. We got to the guard, and this is actually, I think, maybe one of the only fights where I really was really looking for the grappling. And it was funny because I remember once I got him down, the only thing that was going through my mind is I gotta make this fight exciting. So I'm not just gonna try to control him. I want to do the ground and pound and look for submissions. So I'm gonna make it exciting, even grappling. There's a lot of things to make the fight exciting when we're grappling. So ground and pound, looking for submissions, being aggressive, and that's my style always. It has always been my style. So there I was working some good elbows. You can see that. And yeah, more elbows. Just working on bettering my position. So now I have half guard, and he's trying to work back into the guard, but I'm trying to maintain that position, control his wrist. And yeah, just looking for that moment where I can really capitalize, maybe on some shots or maybe on a submission. So there I lock his arm to work the elbows. He got back into the guard. And at this point, I know that I'm winning the round. I know that I've controlled, and I'm trying to put on damage. I haven't been able to cut him or anything like that, but certainly, I've hit him clean with some elbows and some shots. So I know that I'm working and dominating the round. We're up. Right at this point, you can see by when I look at this guy's just the body language when he gets up, I can see he's tired. And that's something as a fighter, especially the more experience you get, you try to look for in the fight. If I see a guy tired, I'm gonna start, throwing big shots, trying to get him out of there. Right there, I believe I threw a teep to the body. That's something that gets you even more tired. So I'm just trying to capitalize on realizing that he's showing that he's fatigued. So there he's trying some big shots. I'm just trying to control. That was a bad elbow attempt followed by a good body kick. And always working in and out. So there you could see, much better control of the distance. And going for another takedown. That was a little bit sloppy at first, but I was able to lock my hands once we got to the cage. And successful takedown just to secure that win at the end. And yeah, this is something that I haven't shown much in my fights. I think this is maybe the only fight that you can really see me looking for the wrestling, taking my opponent down and really trying to control him. And it might be something that I bring back, I try to do a little bit more. We'll see. I really enjoy striking, and I know that I have a lot to do with my striking, but definitely my grappling is there. It has always been there and has always developed, Now I think it's much more improved than it was at that time, as my wrestling as well. So maybe we'll see some of that in the future in my fights. So there I have Henry Hooft letting me know what was going well on striking and how to do some little adjustments. And Henry's, he's the man. I always like to have him in my corner. He has that Dutch style kickboxing, and that's very similar to what I've trained all my life and what I started off. I trained some karate with my mom at the beginning of my career. Now, later not in my career, but at the beginning of my life when I was a little kid. Later, I went to Muay Thai, kickboxing. And Henry just knows the right things to tell me so that I do the right adjustments. So there, I'm feeling good, starting, second round confident. You know, I started in southpaw. I don't remember why I went southpaw in that second round. Maybe to try to get some body kicks. Because I knew he was tired. He seemed a little fatigued, so I wanted to throw those body kicks. But right away, changed to orthodox. I don't think I was very confident on fighting southpaw, so just went back. Some big shots, missed them. There's another body shot that connected good. And it seemed like he felt it a little bit. I realized he was getting fatigued, so I was trying to, you know, keep him uncomfortable. So that's what I try to do with guys when I see that they're starting to break, starting to not like how the fight is going. I just try to keep that pressure. And in the case of this guy was, you know, throwing those body shots. And whenever I saw an opening, going for the takedown, I started that one with the single leg. It didn't work out. Got to the cage, switched it to a double, and the double paid off. And same thing in my mind. I gotta ground and pound. I gotta, you know, show damage. I cannot just get the takedown and just control and just, you know, ride it out. I wanna make sure that I'm causing damage. Maybe, you know, look for an opening so that I can finish the fight. I never wanted to. I don't know. It's just the way I am. You know, I'm aggressive and I enjoy this so much. You know, I enjoy fighting and putting pressure on my opponents, you know, just trying to get them out of that octagon. So that's what I'm trying right here. Some ground and pound. Some elbows. Trying to get that damage. And we got like 3 minutes to go in the round. And yeah, pretty much another round that is going for me. I think I'm winning this round as well. He tried to get up. He did really good, you know, the pushing my hip, but I was able to control and get the pass. So I'm now in half guard, controlling his arm. He was able to move, and okay, I'm controlling the back right now. Right here's, I think I could work, and I don't remember if I did, but I'm gonna try to go for a Darce. And I remember, I think that I do try to go for a Darce, but he pulls up and gets out of that. Let's see if yeah, right there, you see? So I try to go to the Darce, didn't work out. I go with the spinning elbow. That's not a technique that I use a lot, but I don't know. I feel like in this fight was something that made sense. Flying knee, and right after that, a shot into the double. And yeah, I mean, I think if you look at the game plan for this fight and you look at it technically, I think it was a great fight. I controlled every single aspect. I didn't get too much damage. I think I got the best out of the striking, the best out of the wrestling and grappling for sure. And you know, I don't think it was a boring fight. I definitely think I made it an exciting fight, even though I was wrestling and grappling. And right there you can see that I'm locking in a Darce. And yeah, I think that's going to be the end of the fight. That's another position I like to lock in the Darce, you know, the half guard or just when I'm past. Yeah, right there. That was it. And one more big win. So that was my second win in the UFC. And yeah, I think you could see from all that we've watched right now, first, second, and now the third fight, a lot of development, a lot of evolution. I came in the first fight not much of a footwork and physically not as developed as well. And this one, I feel like I'm a much better striker, much better grappler, much better wrestler. And physically as well, I look much better. And I think that shows, you know, my cardio was really good. I was really strong to work the grappling. And that's the submission. It's always perfect when I end it with a finish. That's the way I like it. So yeah, that was another nice fight. You know, maybe some good fight for me to watch, and maybe some things that I should get back to, as I said in other videos. Sometimes I watch fights and I see things that, yeah, I'm not doing anymore, and maybe it makes sense for me to go back to that, you know, train some more of the skills that I had in the past. So this fight shows me a little bit of that. And yeah, so that's it for this one. Everybody that enjoyed, leave your like, subscribe, comment, share, and yeah, let me know if you guys want me to do anything different or improve. Always thank you guys for the support, and let's keep on moving and having fun over here.